The job never stops for Dr. Oz. Because one of his granddaughters fainted during his swearing-in ceremony at the White House, and he got called into action. The job truly never stops for Dr. Oz. Just never does. Because right in the middle of a very important, high-profile, historic moment, one that most people would only experience once in a lifetime, his own granddaughter fainted. Yes, during his swearing-in ceremony at the White House, she fainted. And Dr. Oz, always the doctor, always ready to act, got called into action. He didn't hesitate. He didn't pause. He didn't wait for anyone else to step in. No, he jumped right into the moment because the job never stops. Not even for 1 second. Not even during a ceremony of such national significance. Not even then. He had just been taking part in a serious event, a formal gathering in the highest office of the land, and then suddenly the unexpected happened. A medical emergency. Personal emergency. But he was ready. Ready as ever. 'Cause Dr. Oz doesn't take a break. He doesn't clock out. He doesn't turn off the instincts that have defined his entire career. The instincts that define him as a doctor. As a man. As a father. As a grandfather. The moment called him and he answered. 'Cause that's who he is. That's who he has always been. It's not just about status. It's not about titles. It's about action. It's about responsibility. It's about presence. You gotta see the video. President Donald Trump is answering questions about Iran in the Oval Office with Dr. Oz and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. behind him when all of a sudden a commotion in the room interrupts. You've really got to see the video. You just have to. 'Cause while President Donald Trump is in the Oval Office giving answers, addressing questions about Iran, serious matters of state, high-level political questions, Dr. Oz is standing behind him. Right there. And so is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Both of them are behind the president. And then, without warning, without any indication, something happens. Commotion breaks out in the room. It interrupts everything. Comes suddenly. There's a noise, a sound, a moment of surprise and worry. A shift in energy. A disruption. A break in the flow of things. 'Cause something unexpected just happened. A moment of concern enters the room. The energy changes. Shifts. And that shift is immediate. It's sudden. It's not planned. It's not rehearsed. It's real. It's raw. It's human. In that highly controlled environment, in that sacred space where the affairs of a nation are discussed and determined, a very personal moment broke through. Shattered the formality. Pierced through the protocol. A granddaughter fainted. A child needed help. And everything else faded into the background. The reporters, the lights, the cameras, the conversation about Iran, it all paused. 'Cause something more urgent had taken over. Something more human. Something real. You hear Oz's daughter Daphne shouting, Phil fainted, Dad, go." And then he rushes towards his granddaughter, Philomena Bijou. You hear it clearly. You can hear the voice of Dr. Oz's daughter, Daphne, and she's shouting. She's calling out with urgency. She's shouting loud enough to cut through the noise, to rise above the background. "Phil fainted," she says. And then again, repeating it with even more urgency. "Phil fainted." She's calling for her father. She's not just stating what happened. She's directing him. She's alerting him. She's telling him, "Dad, go. Go right now." No hesitation. She knows who her father is. She knows what he does. She knows his instincts. And she's counting on them. She's calling on him to act immediately. And that's what he does. He goes. He doesn't look back. He rushes straight towards his granddaughter, Philomena Bijou. That's who fainted. Philomena Bijou. His granddaughter. His family. His blood. and he rushes toward her without delay. It's instinct. It's love. It's training. It's who he is. He didn't think twice. He didn't wait for confirmation. He didn't ask questions. He moved. Fast. Decisively. Because when someone says, Phil fainted, and it's your granddaughter, you don't waste a second. You don't hold back. You don't need convincing. You go. You move. You rush. That's what Dr. Oz did. That's who Dr. Oz is. He responded as a doctor. He responded as a grandfather. He responded as a protector. And he moved through the room, closing the distance, getting to Philomena as quickly as he possibly could. His heart must have been racing. His mind must have been focused. One thought, reach her. Just reach her. Fortunately, Phil was back on her feet in no time, and she was ushered out of the room with her mother while Oz hung back with Trump. Fortunately, and thank goodness, young Philomena was back on her feet in no time. It didn't take long. She recovered quickly. She stood up. She regained her balance. Her mother was there with her. And together they left the room. She was ushered out, carefully, gently, with care, with her mother. A moment of calm followed. The emergency, the panic, the urgency, it passed. Dr. Oz, meanwhile, remained in the room. He stayed with President Trump. Even after what had just happened. Even after rushing to his granddaughter. Even after springing into action. He stayed back. Composed. Present. Balanced. He returned to his post. A doctor, a grandfather, and now a government official all in one moment. He balanced it all. He managed it. He carried it with grace. With steadiness. With care. That's who he is. He didn't let the emotion of the moment overwhelm him. He didn't let the chaos pull him away from his duty. He was there for his granddaughter. And then he was there for his country. He managed to do both. To be both. Fully present in both roles. That's rare. That's powerful. That's real. Oz had just been sworn in as the head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services by RKF Jr., the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Dr. Oz had just been sworn in. Literally moments before. He had just taken the oath. The oath of office. The official ceremony. As the head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services.